First at 6, Vice President Mike Pence making a stop in Grand Rapids today for a campaign event. Less than 3 weeks to go until the election.
Our Doug Reardon was at that event today. He's back in the newsroom tonight live with the Vice President's message for voters. Doug?
Yeah, good evening to you both. In 2016, the Trump campaign placed a very high premium on Michigan, and they appear to be doing the same thing again, now just 20 days out from voting. Karen Pence was in town last month. The VP, of course, was here today, and the president will be in Muskegon himself on Saturday. They're trailing the Biden campaign by about 7 points in Michigan, according to recent polls, but Hillary Clinton had an even bigger lead when the president won Michigan 4 years ago. Speaking to a good-sized and closely packed crowd, Vice President Mike Pence making the case for Donald Trump in Grand Rapids, 20 days out from the November election.
I'm here for one reason and one reason only, and that is that Michigan and America need 4 more years of President Donald Trump in the White House.
With the help of State GOP Chair Laura Cox and 3rd District congressional candidate Peter Meijer, the vice president touted Trump's record over almost 4 years, mainly on the administration's go-to issue, the economy.
You know, I'm from just down south in the Hoosier State. I always like to say out in this part of the country, we do 2 things particularly well. We make things and we grow things, right?
While the Trump administration was seeing record low unemployment numbers pre-pandemic, Pence, who leads the nation's coronavirus task force, instead Wednesday took a broader look at an economy still badly damaged by the effects of COVID-19.
500,000 manufacturing jobs created in just 3 years, 20,000 here in the Wolverine State.
But the manufacturing industry itself, despite a slight bounce back, may still have a long way to go. Federal Reserve statistics show that Michigan was down some 66,000 manufacturing jobs in July 2020 compared to July of 2019. And as senators questioned the president's pick to fill the vacated seat of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Pence addressed the hearings as they were happening and a deflection from the Biden campaign when asked to address putting more justices on the court if the election goes to Democrats.
Leading Democrats in Washington are actually talking about packing the court. You all saw Joe Biden refuse to answer the question during the presidential debate. Judge Amy Coney Barrett is going to be Justice Amy Coney Barrett. We're going to fill that seat on the Supreme Court of the United States.
And with Michigan and Grand Rapids in particular helping to hand the 2016 victory to Trump and Pence, the vice president closed with an anecdote about the final night of the 2016 campaign that ended at DeVos Place in Grand Rapids early in the morning on Election Day. The Trump campaign was trailing by a margin similar to the one they now face with the Biden campaign.
But I'll never forget what he said to me when he came off the stage. The crowd was thundering. It was 2 in the morning, early on Election Day. And he came walking off that stage. He slapped me on the shoulder and he said, "Mike, I don't know about you, but this doesn't look like second place." And it still doesn't, Michigan. We're going to deliver a win.
And the vice president also there today stumping for some congressional candidates, Peter Meijer, John James, both of them in tight races of their own currently. Back to you guys.